things correctly, then you can hit a timing with them. You know, you can get that harass. If we had more time, maybe next session too, we can work on the cross positions economic pressure.
I've actually played with Alish many times. We practice
He's a good
together.
guy.
Sometimes he's a good guy. I like playing with him. Where's my hatchery drone? Here, I missed an overlord again.
Watch your drones. A probe will actually murder them.
I believe it.
Okay, so he is going to chrono boost out of stalker. You did see that. Are you trying to do the build I did last game?
Yeah, I went with the later pool. I mean,
That's
I don't
okay.
really know what
Just
the
pull
differences
the
are.
drones off the gas, because you're gonna bank them pretty high here.
Okay.
You don't have the minerals to handle it, so you just want to get the speedlings out so you can transition. And then there's no real supply when you put them back on. It's just kind of stylistic and up to you. Okay, block your ramp real quick. Or actually, never mind. It's fine. But what a lot of Zergs or Protoss are going to do in these close positions, and he might actually try it anyways. Yeah, well, he can block it down, and then the stalker acts like a cannon, basically.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times.
But you got a spine crawler, so it should be okay.
That's annoying.
Okay, so now you got to horde drones pretty dang hard, and once you do get a good saturation going, that's when you put them back on gas. Okay, so just remain active out here. He likes to push out with the real fast expansion. Once that speed finishes, you should be able to kind of make him wary, maybe get a force field or two off. You don't necessarily have to do what I did, which is make more lings to increase the pressure. You can make those drones, but... There you go. That's pretty annoying. Okay, now you start your lair, and just the same, burrowed roach thing. Just keep those lings relevant. You saw the Nexus, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. The tough thing about these spots, though, is like, this is that hard time to read. That's why I'd like it if you had an Overlord in his vicinity so you can turn it into an Overseer.
Yeah.
Because if they do like a fast Robo, that's so different from doing 6 gate. So different.
Even if you just 6 gates, it's hard from here.
Yeah, it is. Now you gotta watch your saturation. You're oversaturate your main, under at your natural. So you might want to transfer over 4 or 5. Okay, good info. Forge, gateway.
I need to get burrows started, but I have no gas again. Oh, that's the problem.
Oh, there go the lings.
Little things, man. It's just constantly. Like little mistakes that I swear I don't always make.
That's alright. You got high minerals though, so maybe take a 4th gas. And since you can't really produce right now, maybe make 2 or 2 or 3 more spine crawlers, but you're basically doing this reactionary because you're floating 1,000 minerals.
Yep.
And you can't make units. So that's okay, but rather than just stay the course, we got to react to this. Yep, so there's the creep tumors. I like it. And now, since you did mess up your production a little bit, I would consider a faster Hydra switch as well. Mainly because you can't be aggressive because you messed up your production. You got 1,000 minerals that should have been translated into drones or units.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to play defensive, and Hydras are fantastic for that. They're also fantastic for then pushing the aggression towards them. This time you're doing a really good job with the creep spread, like the third timing. Just watch your supply. Oh, here he comes. Okay, so back off. This is right before your Hydras are coming out. Okay, and that's not the time to fight. Even if it's just 5 or 6 Hydras, their DPS is so freaking high that they are well worth every penny. Just get that range upgrade going. Oh, here he comes. Back off that ramp. Never fight on a ramp against a Protoss with Sentry. Okay, you really need Hydras now, so you're going to wait. And in this position, you can either do the macro game, which I don't necessarily recommend because close position is really hard against Protoss. I would do a Hydra timing. I would just do the Giraffe migration plus Hydras at the range completion, basically. So use your Overlords to start getting that creep highway down.
I got no Overlord speed. I've been skipping.
That's okay. You're actually so close that even with your creep tumors, you're okay. Okay, but it has to be with the Hydras and it has to be when the range finishes. This should hit just before Colossuses come out. Colossi. There you go. You probably should have walked your spine crawlers even closer. Gotta be reinforcing.
Jesus, we got fucking owned.
Yeah, he just had too much of an arc. That's alright, man. Between the supply cap early and getting the Overlord and the 1,000 minerals, it's hard to hang with a guy that's this good. Those are pretty big mistakes.
Yep. Alright. What a frustrating evening.
I hear you, man. Everyone has these kind of days. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can say to make you feel better, but I apologize about that.
Well, let's take 10 or 15 minutes and have questions, and then we'll call it a night. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds good, buddy.
Alright, folks. So people watching on the stream, let's fire away. I'll translate. Let's give these guys a second or two to start cranking them out. In Control, have you ever thought of doing an intoxicated commentary, or would that impede your coaching abilities?
Certainly not while coaching. I try to take this very, very professionally, as I expect the individuals that pay good money for my coaching to do as well. So, unless I was asked to, and I agreed to it for recreational purposes, I wouldn't do it. No.
If I go mutas and I see Archons, how should I react?
Mutas should never be in ZvP a stand-up fight kind of composition. This is something that actually, way back ages ago, when Mr. Bitter and I first worked together, we kind of talked about, because at the time mutas were very popular, and I expect with the Phoenix buff, and I guess even just with Guinea Pig having the success he's had, it's going to be a little bit more rare. But they should be the kind of unit that you ball up, mass up, and punish the Protoss and keep them at home. And if they go like blind Robo Colossus, and they just stick to their Colossus, they're not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with you. But if they get to the Archon, like your question actually specifically asks, then you should just try to hit them all the time, keep them close to home. If they're not on a third, then that Archon's very expensive to them. So of course you need to fall back on another unit like perhaps the Roach, but even Mutaling is okay against the Archon. The Archon's not like it was in Brood War. You know, obviously if you're going mutas against Archons in Brood War, you're done. But in this game, they're good, but they're not like so great that you're toast. I think you're okay.
Magic Box works great on Archons.
Yeah.
In Control, do you think it's worth it to sacrifice Lings early on in ZvP in order to keep sentry counts lower?
Sacrifice is a bit of a strong word. Like, I know we're going off of the game we saw where I was losing Lings, I added Lings to the detriment of my economy. In that situation, it was worth it because he was spinning so many force fields and he was losing sentries actually early on. But it's not a situation I think I could replicate and recreate each and every game, so it's probably a bad risk that I took. In general, though, the first 6 to 8 Lings, or whatever it is you make, I really, really like being super active with them. And what I mean by that is literally